Have you ever wondered how long it would take to die in each and every single Zelda game? Wait, you never wondered that? Well, too bad, I'm here to answer that question. Yes, in this video we're gonna play through every single Zelda game in chronological release and see how long it takes to get a game over in each game. I thought this would be fun, to go down memory lane, but instead of actually playing the game, we're gonna try to die as soon as possible and see how that game over screen looks and overall the way the difficulty ramped up with each and every single release. So let's start off with the very first Zelda game, Zelda 1, or I guess just the Legend of Zelda when it came out, and see how long it takes. I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch Online as we can play with the authentic controller thanks to the Switch version of the NES controller. And yeah, luckily most Zelda games you actually can play on the Nintendo Switch. We will have to deviate to different consoles down the road as we go through each and every single Zelda game, but it is cool that the majority of them will be playable on the Switch. So let's get started by registering a name for us. We're gonna go with the classic Link as, that is the name of the game, the name of the character. It's actually Zelda. What with Zelda? That would have been the name of the game, right? But no, this is Link, not Zelda. But all right, let's try to die. Yay, let's play some Zelda. By just immediately going into some Octoroks and see how long this takes. So I don't even need to pick up my sword as I want to die, of course. And there we go. It took seconds, but we got our game over screen. I like how the Switch is recommending for me to rewind. It's like, yeah, that was not good. You should just rewind by pressing L and R. I'm not gonna do that. This is the game over screen. We're done. Let's move on to the next Zelda game and see how long it takes to die in that one. All right, it's time for Zelda 2, but this one is called The Legend of Zelda: The Adventure of Link. And it is a lot different than the first Zelda game, like so much different in how you play it. It still came out for the NES, I'm still gonna be rocking the NES controller, but yeah, it's just so much different in that regard. Let's go ahead and register a file, or first eliminate this one. We'll eliminate both of them. I haven't really played the game much, so it doesn't really matter. And let's go ahead and once again, name our file Link. And get started with a new file. Let's see how long it takes to die in this game. So this game, you actually start with the sword, but as you can see, it's a 2D kind of Metroidvania, not really a platformer, but it has that vibe, but it really isn't. And then when you go out in the overworld, yes, you can fight actual enemies. And are there any enemies? There's no enemies. Okay, that was weird. Let's go ahead and see if we can come across some other ones. That's a fairy, but no, I want to try to fight these choo-choo looking enemies. There we go. And if we run into them, yeah, we got to just continue losing our life. This is the dumbest kind of playthrough, but I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to do and just see how long it takes. So there we go, not too long. And I do really like this game over screen. If you die all 3 times, you'll see Ganondorf's head, and I guess this game is different. You have lives, so technically we didn't get a game over. The goal was to get a game over, so let's aim for that. I guess it's gonna take a bit longer. We're gonna have to make sure we die all 3 times. Again, it plays differently. It's like a platformer, so each time you die, you at least respawn where you last were, which is convenient, but once you die all 3 times, you will restart to your last save, like you would in a platformer where, you have multiple lives. So this is like the one Zelda game that's very different than the other ones because it plays that way. But there we go. Now we died all 3 times, and yeah, game over, Return of Ganon. It shows his sprite, and it looks all menacing with the red, but there we go, that does that. Now let's move on to the next Zelda game and get another game over. Alright, now it's time to jump into The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the SNES. And compared to the last 2 Zelda games, those feel outdated, but A Link to the Past doesn't. Till this day, it feels really good to play and truly had withstood the test of time with how amazing this game is, and I'm really excited to jump into it. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. Let's name our character once again Link. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna immediately die, but why not keep it going, keep the trend going. So there we go, we got Link. Let's jump into this. And okay, yeah, we start off asleep. This is kind of starts the trend of Link sleeping in at the beginning of each and every single Zelda game. Not every single one, but the majority of them, Link is usually asleep at the start. And yeah, truly, this started like all of the traditional things we see in the Zelda games, from the Master Sword to the way the dungeons are laid out to like, yeah, all the cliches that Zelda is known for all originated from this game, and that's what makes this game so special. I absolutely love this game. I do wish it would receive a remake, but okay, let's get started. Our uncle has left. Now we must go ahead and follow him and take this lamp with us. I guess we don't really need the lamp because we're just gonna rush to our death, right? So it's not too important, but whatever. I'm too used to grabbing it at the beginning of the game, so let's at least do that. And ignore the guards. You know, we gotta immediately reach where our uncle is. I love the start of this game. It's so dark, gritty, and yeah, just the way this game carries out is, again, like I said, timeless. Easily one of the best Zelda games, even for how old it is. But okay, let's go ahead and now watch our uncle give us his sword with his last breath, and now it's time to join him. We're gonna join this man in the grave by just dying. So let's go ahead and just keep getting hit by this enemy. I like how he hasn't even noticed me. I'm just bumping into him and dying. He didn't even try attacking me, but there we go. We got our game over, and it's a bit more dramatic. Now you hear the Great Fairy theme when you die. You know, has a lot more to it. Obviously, with this being on the SNES, it's just generally so much better than the NES ones. You know, those were a lot more limited for its time. But yeah, there we go. We have made it to our demise. Now it's time to move on to the next Zelda game. All right, it's time for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. We're playing the DX version because that's the one that's available on the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, we could play the Switch remake, but no, I want to play through the original games during their release, because if we play through the remakes, then it would kind of defeat the purpose of going down memory lane and seeing how the Zelda games evolved. So this was the first Zelda game that was for the handheld, the Game Boy. I'm still using the SNES controller just because it fits, you know, the Game Boy aesthetic. And yeah, let's go ahead and once again name our character Link. And jump right into this. I don't really like the layout for this, but there we go. Okay, let's do this. So let's see how long it takes to die within this game. So again, here we go. Like I said, since A Link to the Past, we're starting to get a trend of Link waking up at the beginning of each and every single Zelda game before he's thrust into his adventure. And here he's mistaking Marin for Zelda. And yeah, let's go ahead and we can't leave yet. I forgot we need our shield, but I don't really want the shield, but we have to grab it from Talon, and then we'll be set. Or Tarin is his name in this game. I forgot because a lot of things that are actually within this game get kind of referenced in Ocarina of Time in a sense, which is really interesting because, you know, when I played Ocarina of Time as my first Zelda game, and then I saw, oh, you know, Marin and Tarin and, you know, those characters, I'm like, you know, they must be in reference to Malon and Talon from Ocarina of Time. But no, this game came out before those. So, yeah, and you may notice that we can't die from this chain jump here. You would think that would kill us, right? But no, sadly. Well, sadly, I say sadly like that is a bad thing. It's not. Let's go ahead and move on. So there we go. We found some Octoroks. Killed us in the first Zelda game. We can obviously use the pit as well. There are other ways of killing yourself, but we're trying to do it as soon as possible. It's not really a speed run, because if it was a speed run, I'm pretty bad at it as well. I'm not going as fast as I can, but quick enough. So there we go. That's the game over screen for this game. We died pretty quickly. Instead of the Great Fairy theme, it's playing the, you know, theme of the game, or you could consider it Marin's theme in a sense. It's really nice. I love this theme, and overall, yeah, it really fits for the game over. But anyways, now time to move on to the next Zelda game. All right, now it's time to move on to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64. And once again, we're still playing on the Nintendo Switch. Pretty cool how we can play all of these games back to back on the Switch. And I'm using the N64 Switch controller, which will make playing this feel even more nostalgic. But yeah, speaking of nostalgia, yeah, that Ocarina of Time title screen hits like nothing else. It was my first Zelda game, my first game really. And Yeah, I just get hella nostalgic to this. But we're not here to get nostalgic. We're not here to enjoy our time. We're here to die as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and once again name ourselves Link. I don't really think that matters too much, but we're just going to roll with it. It's a bit weird using this analog stick. It's very clunky, but it's nostalgic and it makes it feel more authentic. So yeah. Now, jumping into this one, you know, with it being on the N64, there's a bit more narrative. They're able to put more cutscenes and story within the game, and that's why it starts off a bit slower than at least all the other ones we've just played. You know, we got an actual opening to the game. It does start with Link sleeping, though. You know, it's keeping that trend at least, but it's a bit more to, you know, see. Actually, you can see Link's eyes are open in this, so he's not really asleep unless he sleeps with his eyes closed. Of course, I guess back then on the actual N64, you couldn't really see that because the quality was so much lower than it is now, but now we're able to see it in pretty much HD, and we can tell that, yeah, the character model of Link still had his eyes open. I don't know if Nintendo intended that, but it does look weird. It's just like he's not really sleeping. It is interesting how Nintendo didn't bother to close his eyes, unless it might be an emulation glitch with the Switch. I know people complained about how the Switch didn't play it as authentically as the N64, but hey, at least we could play it on the Switch. I'm not complaining. But yeah, first we gotta kind of go through this where the Great Deku Tree summons Navi. Obviously, I want to watch all of these. I feel like it kind of adds to, you know, revisiting each and every single Zelda game. Let's not skip it. Let's really see how each and every game started out, you know, go through the whole way, and then see how quickly it would take for, you know, the player to die. How, you know, how difficult is it, or how easy is it, you know? Obviously, it shouldn't be something that you try to do, but, you know, it's nice to see how the games have gotten just generally not easier, but more cautious with helping the player get more familiar with their surroundings, and they don't just jump into a game and die immediately. Like, here we're given so much, and it'd be kind of hard to die super early on, but again, if you just kind of continue messing up, you will. So you still get punished, of course, but the game doesn't want to punish the player as much as older games. They're a lot more ruthless, less forgiving in the older ones. I feel like these games are a lot more forgiving in that sense, but yeah. I love this scene. It's just so nostalgic. It's so nice seeing all the Kokiri, you know, just doing their own thing with Navi flying around. It's so beautiful. Obviously, to me, this is like the truest a Zelda game has ever felt, and it could just be because this is the first Zelda game I've played. But, you know, when you think of Link, you think of, you know, the fair Link, you know, green, kid clothed in green with the fairy, you know, right? I feel like that's how most people immediately picture Link. Maybe not now after Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. There's a lot of new Zelda fans who are thinking the hero in blue with the iPhone, you know, the Sheikah Slate as their partner. But yeah, you know, back in the day, the true Zelda always felt like Link had a fairy-type companion. Even though not many games he had a fairy companion, it just fit, because it took that Peter Pan aesthetic with, you know, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. It was Link and Navi, right? But okay, we woke up, so at least we've done that. Now it's time to actually play the game. I realized in later Zelda games, if you like press B, it would like rush through the dialogue, or I think it will later in this game. It just not in the beginning of the story. But okay, let's get started. It's cool that you can switch the camera angle back and forth. You know, it has the fixed one, but you can have it right behind Link. But okay, there we go. Kokiri Forest. Ah, the music. Yeah, it's just so nice. But okay, there's Saria. Yahoo.com. That's irrelevant now, right? No one uses Yahoo, but the way she says it just seems weird to me. Like, Yahoo! I don't know if anyone really does that, right? Was it a 90s thing? Maybe, I don't know. I was too young to know that. Probably not. But, yeah, let's go ahead and immediately rush to where the sword is. We're not going to get the sword, but we're going to attempt to get it, because this is where you can first die. So obviously in the forest itself, the game won't let you die, but as you kind of exit the forest around here, and Navi is going to warn us, I'm assuming. Oh no, the Great Deku Tree summoned me. Oh, I thought she was going to tell me to be careful of this giant boulder. Yes, this is what's going to kill us. But yeah, look at that. It's going to take us a while to die from it, because it doesn't do that much damage, only a quarter heart. So the game really doesn't want you to die. You have to be extremely clumsy. Like, I'm literally having it chase me so I can make sure I die from it. And obviously you get like a small invincibility window. And even the game beeps when you're low on HP, letting you know. Like, there's so many indicators and ways to prevent you from dying. So I think it's only gonna ramp up more and more each game we further progress. But there we go. That is our death in Ocarina of Time. We didn't really get to see Link fall because I guess the boulder was covering us, but there we go. Game over. We have at least reached the screen we were aiming for. Now let's move on to the next one. All right, now it's time to jump into The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, also for the Nintendo 64. Now, this is my favorite out of the two on the N64, just because I love how bizarre and creepy this game is compared to Ocarina of Time. Don't get me wrong, without having played Ocarina of Time, I don't think I would have loved this game as much. So Ocarina of Time is still very special to me, but Majora's Mask just hits differently in every single way. I mean... There we go. I was waiting for the Happy Mask Salesman laugh, you know, right on cue. It just, you know, kind of adds to the vibe. I mean, hearing that laugh right on the title screen just lets you know, yeah, this game is different, and it has creepy tones to it that you wouldn't expect in a normal Zelda game. I mean, this is so non-traditional when it comes to a Zelda story, and I think that's why I love it so much. It's just so different in that sense, but it does it so well, and I really do wish more Zelda games kind of went this route. Yeah, it makes Majora's Mask so amazing. So this is a direct sequel, though, to Ocarina of Time. It follows the same Link, as at the end of Ocarina of Time, Navi leaves Link, and that kind of sets up the beginning of this game, actually, because, yeah, Link embarks on a journey, a secret and personal journey, that being a journey to find his lost friend, Navi, you know, his beloved and invaluable friend, as the game implies. But that isn't what happens whatsoever within this game. It takes a crazy twist, and everything changes, and it becomes all over the place, but that's what makes this game so special and unique. Yeah, I just love this game so much. Now, it starts off, obviously, with it being so much different than other Zelda games. It starts off a lot different as well, with it continuing, you know, Link's journey from Ocarina of Time. We have Link on Epona. You know, he's already set up. He has the sword. He has the shield. He's been through it. You know, he was once the hero of time. So this Link is experienced, and it really shows that. And I love that aspect, you know, getting that direct sequel, seeing all your efforts from the previous game carry on to the new one. Because usually Zelda games start off with, you know, you playing as a new interpretation of Link, a new incarnation that doesn't know anything, and you kind of figure out all the beginnings with him. But this game, it's like you're continuing a journey of an already experienced Link, and yeah, it's so good. I just love it so much. I can't help but gush over it. But okay, yeah, the story obviously starts off with Link getting attacked by an evil imp within the woods that is wearing the mask of the game, Majora's Mask, and two fairies. Sadly, neither of them are Navi. They're a lot worse than Navi. Even though Navi was annoying, Navi wasn't as cruel as these fairies. I mean, knocking him off his horse, scaring Epona, that's messed up. I mean, the dude is just kind of navigating his way. He's not doing anything wrong, but you got these fairies just ruining everything for him. It's kind of messed up, but yeah, I really do like the beginning because, again, it's just so much different. You're really thrust into a story of its own. It has no cliche Zelda-like story. I mean, I guess it kind of starts off with Link asleep because he's kind of knocked unconscious there, so sort of kind of has that. But yeah, there we go. You know, the Skull Kid steals the Ocarina of Time, you know, literally the name of the previous game. Link still has it with him, which is really cool. And there we go. Now he wakes up. But from here on out, Link is not going to get a moment of rest. It's going to be insanely crazy. I love how his reaction is. It's just like, Link is not having it, and he's just trying to play around. And Link doesn't even want to talk to him. He's like, just give it back to me. Oh, man. But imagine him taking off with your horse. Like, there's no way he'll catch up. So Link is clinging on with dear life. This is, yeah, just so messed up. I mean, he's put in the worst situation. It's so crazy to see Link in such a messed up scenario. Like, yeah, it's insane. But this is the beginning of the game. Though I do think we're going to have to go through a decent amount before we can actually die, because I forgot that we're not just playing the game for fun. There's a premise here, right? And that is to try to get a game over as soon as possible. So I don't believe the game will let you get a game over here. This is all to set up the story. So no matter what I do here, I'm gonna be unable to hurt myself, I believe. I mean, I could try things out, but I don't think there's anything that will hurt me. I mean, obviously we're closed in here. We got some, you know, grass that we can cut down, but that's not gonna do much. And yeah, I guess we gotta go. But one thing that I absolutely do love about this game is, yeah, how you can really see how experienced Link is. So outside of the sword and shield, look at Link's jumps. Yeah, he's doing side flips, front flips, all sorts of flips, looking like a complete badass, just showing his experience, and I love that. But okay, yeah, so sadly we're gonna be unable to actually die, and this won't kill us. As you can see, this fall should have killed Link, right? I mean, some people theorize this is how Link dies. I don't fall under that theory. I don't believe that's the case, but I do believe that the Link falls in an alternate dimension from here on out, and it could all be in his memory, but I don't believe he died. You know, I think that's kind of taking it too far, but to each their own. I'm not here to hate on that very, very popular game theory. But yeah, so from here, we must lose ourselves and become something else. We're no longer going to be Link. We're going to be trapped in a completely different body. Wow, I just realized this game, because I recently was playing the 3DS version just to kind of see the difference. The lighting is so much different on the N64 that it really does give off a much creepier, darker nature than the 3DS one. And I know a lot of people don't like the 3DS one because of the nerfs they did to the actual gameplay, but I personally just prefer this game over the 3DS one because of its aesthetic. I really do like, even though it's low poly, you know, looking compared to the 3DS one, I like it. It adds to the creepy nature. The way Link looks, the way all these enemies look, they look very creepy, and they're still, in my eyes, this game is pretty timeless. Like, some people may say it looks really outdated. I think it looks good. To me, this is a kind of art style that you could consider a true art style that you can enjoy in modern games today. Some people call it PSX. I just call it low polygon, you know, because that's really what it is, and I like it. Like, I wouldn't mind playing a modern game in this art style because I think it looks really cool. You can look at it like an art style, like how you look at pixel art. That was because of limitations as well, but nah. And yeah, seeing Link scream, it's so messed up. I mean, the dude is so sad. He lost his Horus, his Ocarina, and now he lost his freaking body. And you think that's it? You think that's all the punishment he gets? No, he gets something else. You get freaking Tattle here, just beating him up some more. Why? And like, why she's so mad? What is that? Like, you know, like shaking. You could tell it's like she is pissed for some reason, for no reason. But I guess I do like to believe that it might be the mask itself, of Majora's Mask, corrupting all their minds and making them evil. And once she's distanced from it, she kind of realizes, oh wait, you know, why am I doing this? And she softens up to Link, but still, in my eyes, I don't respect her. I don't think I could ever forgive her for that. That's so messed up what she did to Link. You know, she's blaming us for why she was separated from her brother and the Skull Kid, but yeah, and that's the only face Link can give her, that sad, depressed face. I mean, right up ahead you see where the spirit came from, but I don't think we're even going to reach that, because I do believe now that we are a Deku Scrub, we'll be able to kill ourselves really soon if the game takes away hearts from us right up ahead. We're going to see right now. We'll figure out. See, that's the thing. I've never done this. I never tried to kill myself as soon as I started a game, but we're doing so now, so we're going to see how things differ. I mean, I think this is fun. I definitely want to do more challenges like this, but I thought it'd be really fun just to go down memory lane and see how long it takes. I feel like this is a lot longer than even Ocarina of Time. It really shows that with each game, they try to kind of amp up the freedom you're given early on. They want you to take your time, and I like how Link just kind of looks over like that. Like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even care. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, the story becomes a lot more forced on the player with each and every single game, that you're not given immediate freedom to just kind of mess up and die. But I do believe starting from here, we should be able just to fall down, and let's see, will it take a heart from us? Can you die? You can't! Okay. So the game is forgiving here because it makes sense. Imagine getting a game over here. That would be super weird. So yeah, it looks like we can't actually kill ourselves yet. So let's go ahead and rush to the next area. Can I actually make it here without reaching the other one? No, I can't. Oh, no, I can. Just had to drop off. Okay. So I guess we will see the spirit that Link kind of has within him, that being the Deku Butler's son. I guess he was never really given an actual name. But yeah, that is essentially what we are disguised as and what we were turned into, because the Skull Kid extracted his spirit, I guess, and put it in Link, which is so messed up. And as you can see, the face looks really messed up. It's cool that even Tattle mentions that. Yeah, it looks right now sort of like this tree. Link does, yeah. It's gloomy and looks like it could cry any second. Link kind of looks the same. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But okay, so it looks like, yeah, you can't. And it makes sense. Again, this is kind of like how Nintendo is trying to not be so harsh on the player. Like, imagine if you're really new to the Deku Scrubs mechanics and you don't really know how to navigate your way through. You wouldn't be able to, or you would probably accidentally get a game over early on like that, and that would kind of suck. So Nintendo is being forgiven. They're not letting you die immediately. So yeah, we're gonna have to find a different way to kill ourselves. Sadly. But okay, first we gotta go through the Happy Mask Salesman's you know, dialogue here. He's definitely really creepy. Obviously, Tattle isn't hiding just because he's a creepy dude. She remembers him from what they did earlier, that being stealing the mask of Majora's Mask from him, as he mentions, yeah, from the imp in the woods. I guess he didn't notice Tattle or doesn't remember Tattle. He just remembers an imp stole. Or maybe you can't tell. I mean, the fairies are just balls of light with wings, right? So maybe that's how they see him as well. So maybe you can mistake one fairy for another. Obviously, the stray fairies look a lot different, but that's, you know, just I'm going off topic here. Let's just get through this. So, yeah, I think he didn't give us all the dialogue of what Majora's Mask is. He just lets us know he has 3 days or his time is up here, because everyone's time is up here if we don't get Majora's Mask back. So that makes a little sense, but all right, let's go ahead and now begin the speedrun strat and see how quickly it takes to die in this game. So dawn of the first day. So you have to jump into the first day. That makes sense. One way to kill yourself is to wait till the final day and then let yourself die, right? That could work, but that would take way longer than it should. I'm trying to think what would hurt us in Clocktown. I guess just, we'll see. Okay, maybe jumping in the water and letting Link drown. That should do it. I don't think the little dog will hurt us, right? I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure out right now. Let's just quickly skip through this dialogue. I'm gonna see if the dog can hurt me. I don't think it will though, because that'd also be kind of unfair, right? Let's see. So obviously if the dog does see you as a Deku Scrub, he's gonna attack you. But yeah, it doesn't hurt you either. So that won't kill us. Let's try a different method. This is such a weird thing to do. I've never played a Zelda game where this is my sole objective, but hey, this is what we're doing now, so screw it. Let's see. This might be the way to do it. Just kind of waiting here and then falling in the water. No, even then, the game won't let you die. Wow, I didn't think I'd have such a hard time trying to die. So I think the only way I can die is by, wow, this is gonna take a while. The only way I can die is by reaching the point in the game where you have to make your way to the bomber's hideout, which means I have to play a whole mini game with them. Wow, that's gonna take some time, isn't it? Because I don't think there's any other way. And obviously the Deku Scrub has no fall damage, so there's no way I can hurt myself that way. Yeah, there really isn't any other way. That's interesting. So I can't drown myself, nor can I, yeah, do anything else. I can't leave, of course. I'm a Deku Scrub. I'm stuck in this state. So it looks like I have to do quite a bit, but we're gonna do it. I wonder if this will be the longest game to get a game over on. Though it's interesting, because yeah, doing this for the first time, I honestly thought maybe you could die before you even reach Termina, you know, with those, with the first area where you sprout out of the Deku flowers and fall to your, you know, death. But no, that won't work. So we got to try a different method, and obviously trying to drown ourselves won't work either, which is interesting. I wonder if it's always like that. I feel like it isn't. I feel like if you fall in the water like that, you'd get punished. But I guess again that maybe just in this point in the game, they're not going to let that happen. You actually have to die from an actual enemy and not from falling or drowning. So it's understandable. I mean, it seems fair to the player, but we're not looking for fairness. We're looking for the cheapest and clumsiest way to kill ourselves, but oh well. Let's go ahead and just quickly do this. So I got to pick up my magic, and then from here I got to go do, I mean, that's the thing. I could try risking the bomber code and just, you know, keep putting it in, but I feel like it would take so much longer to actually guess the bomber code rather than just playing the minigame. So we might just have to play the minigame and track them down. You just gotta make sure I remember what it is. Luckily, with us playing on the Nintendo Switch, I can screenshot it, but still, it's gonna add a decent amount of time to actually get to what we want to do here. So, okay, let's go ahead and now do this real quickly. So, blow this up. Yeah, well, a lot of things we got to do. The whole sequence, essentially. You know, it's not as straightforward as it is. But okay, let's do it. So at least we immediately race, or not race them, but we immediately have to play hide and seek and find them. And they aren't too hard to find, especially with the Deku Scrub. You can kind of catch up to them really easily. As I say that, no! Okay, there we go. Luckily, okay, I was gonna say, luckily they don't leave the area, but Link does, it looks like, so that kind of sucks. But it's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and now catch this one. I think this is where the red one is, the main one, the leader. There we go. Another one down, 3 left. All right, let's quickly do this. This is taking longer. I'm trying to think, is there any other Zelda game where it's gonna prevent us like this for a while? Probably not. I feel like this might be the longest Zelda game that it takes to die, when there's so many other ways to die. Yet surprisingly, yeah, this one takes a sweet time. So okay, at least our 2 left. We're getting there real quickly. So let's go ahead and dive. And there is another one up here. And then, okay, no, don't mess around with me. No. You just kind of want to figure out where their direction will be later on. I'm getting tricked by this little guy. Stop! Once he starts running, he's on a roll, it looks like. Okay, at least once you get him in a corner, there's no way they can escape. So, there we go. All right, last one. And that will be over in the so if this is north, then we're going to be on west side, I guess, of Clock Town, which is where we'll find the final one. So let's go ahead and make our way there. And I do believe with each one you enter, yeah, you get a nice, you know, view of it, a pan shot of it. So okay, we've made it to the west side, and now let's go ahead and quickly grab this guy. We can see him literally right in front of us. Come on. No! You idiot! I guess I'm the idiot because I'm the one messing up. Come on, Link, please. No, oh my god, they literally... I'm not... Usually I don't do this bad at trying to catch him. This guy's just running circles around me. Okay, wait, no! What the hell? What do I do here? What am I supposed to do? Okay, at least you ran into me. There we go. I'm like, I guess I could have left and came back, but there was really no way. Okay, let's make sure we get it. Are you ready? So that's 1, 2. So okay, 2, 1, 4, 3, 5. 2, 1, 4, 3, 5. I can remember that. We don't need to screenshot it. Luckily, with the Nintendo Switch, you can, but we don't need to. So 2, 1, 4, 3, 5. So you know, one more time so I don't forget. This is how you would do it when you would play on the original N64, or you just write it down like on a notebook or something, right? But okay, 2, 1, 4, 3, 5. All right, now we should be able to kill ourselves. Took a while, weird to say, but yeah, at least we finally made it to our goal here. So here we go. So let's see. If I remember correctly, there is a Skulltula over here that better damage us. It better. Okay, there we go. Finally. Imagine if it didn't damage you. Imagine if you could take no damage in the first 3 days, so you'd have to either wait them out or finish them. But okay, no, we're here. Okay, so very creepy way to die, but finally we have made it to our game over. The longest one yet. Let's see if they get any longer, but there we go. What happens when you do get a game? Oh, you just spawn back. Okay, the game is still forgiving, and it's not like it resets you back to your last save. It really wants you to get past the first 3-day cycle. But there we go. That's that game over, and let's now finally move on to the next one. All right, now it's time for The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. This is one out of 2 games that were released for the Game Boy Color, similar to Pokemon Red and Blue, how they were released simultaneously. But unlike those games, with how those games were pretty much the exact same, except with different exclusive Pokemon, these games were entirely different, but could be linked with one another, which made it so cool, as if you played one, you'd want to play the other one, unlike Pokemon. And yeah, I absolutely love these games. They're so unique, and with it being co-developed by Capcom, it has a different, you know, style to it, and I really do like the style of these games. I kind of wish Nintendo would let other companies kind of develop other Zelda games, because it just gives us more of Zelda, you know, but from a different developer's perspective, and I love that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into Oracle of Seasons, see how this one starts. You know, we'll compare it to ages. While the games are very similar from, you know, their graphics, you know, the hardware they were on and everything like that, they're still different enough. One big difference we're going to notice is the character that first encounters Link. So Link does start off sleeping, but here we have Din, one of the goddesses, and yeah, this one is a bit different than how ages would start, and it's about the seasons itself. You literally go through seasons. So as you can see, yeah, we start off, so obviously our goal, I just remembered, our goal is to try to die as soon as possible though. So let's see, I do believe we have to first kind of speak to everyone, or maybe just Impa, and then we'll be good. We can see some people playing, you know, some kind of banjo or guitar instrument. You got another guy drinking. This guy's drinking as well. Let's just make sure we speak to all of them. And then let's go ahead and speak to Din once more. And there we go. Now we're going to dance. Oh, and I love the sprite work here. Link looks so nervous, though. And you can see the Triforce on his hand. That's kind of cool. But okay. Alright, so with that, I kind of forgot. I haven't played these games in so long, though. I've been kind of slowly revisiting them on actual Game Boy hardware, even though it's on Switch Online as well, which is nice. Yeah, I haven't played these games in so long that it's kind of nice to play on a classic Game Boy and, yeah, see the difference. So, oh god, a tornado takes out everyone. And Link is going to try to... I just stand in front of it. He didn't even take out his sword and shield. I guess he didn't have one. But he's trying his best. It's not good enough, though. I do love the cutscenes for this. It, you know, with it being on the Game Boy Color, I feel like it has a lot more to it. And whoa, seeing her locked up, yeah, it looks insane. I would love for remakes of this, kind of like how Link's Awakening got one for the Switch. I feel like these games should follow suit and also have remakes, because aesthetically these games look like the original Link's Awakening, so if they gave us that diorama top-down style, that would be so dope. And of course, this game has a completely different objective. You know, we're taking on completely different villains, we're saving completely different people. yeah, it's just a completely different style of Zelda game. But again, I really do love that concept. I feel like it doesn't have to follow the cliche most Zelda games follow. I really do like when they visit different styles. And here we can see the seasons changing. You can only really tell by the colors. Obviously, if they were to make a remake, we'd truly see the visual change. But yeah, there we go. Once again, Link is knocked out. We're in the winter. I love the idea of seasons. I would say seasons I like more than ages, mainly because you get that whole difference in different seasons. But okay, let's go ahead and now get started. Just gonna kind of spam through because again, our goal is to immediately die. Let's see if we can do that immediately. So okay, I don't want to head over to a town. If I remember correctly, we should find some enemies. There we go. So let's just keep hitting this enemy. It's a lot easier to die in these top-down Zelda games because you're not given much of an invincibility window. But just like that, there we go. We have died. We got our first game over. And the music's really nice. But alright, now time to move on to the next one. Alright, now it's time for The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. Let's see the difference between this one and Seasons. Already from the beginning, you can see the title screen is a lot different. It still will have similar sprite work of Link on his horse, but the general gist of how this plays out is a bit different. Yeah, we see different angles, and just overall, it's a completely different experience. But let's just jump straight into it and really see how the game starts off differently. That's mainly what we're gonna see that happens differently between both games. So yeah, aesthetically, the games look the same, but immediately, you notice that the orb that's surrounding Link is actually blue. I believe in Ages it was red, signifying Din. This one is obviously blue, signifying Nehru, because we're obviously going to meet her. But, oh, okay, Link isn't asleep. He's not awoken by Nehru like he was with Din. Instead, he's already awake, and oh, he must help Impa. I'm not too familiar with this game. Like I said, I'm kind of revisiting them. I haven't played them in so long, so it's kind of nice to revisit them. Obviously, I'm here to just die as soon as possible, but still. Yeah, now we got to look for Nehru, so that is pretty cool. We're still going to see her. Oh, we got these monkeys, reminiscent of the monkeys from Majora's Mask. And, yeah, now we got to make our way to where Nehru is. I guess we got a block with a triangle in it. Maybe only the one with the Triforce mark can push it. She can't do it. Maybe because she's old. Could just be that. But obviously Link does have the Triforce mark on his hand. I find it really cool that you can see. And oh, okay, there we go. We can hear Nehru singing. All these animals are gathered around to listen to it. It's similar to how Marin sings in Link's Awakening. Obviously, aesthetically, these games, again, look like Link's Awakening. They're in the same style. Link's Awakening DX literally is just like this because it colors the game. The original Link's Awakening wasn't colored because it was for the original Game Boy, but, yeah, there we go. And again, we get some nice sprite work. Again, you can see, yeah, the marking on Link's hand. Mine looks incomplete because I don't have the full one. Maybe I will get it filled in to fit how it looks like in these games. Yeah, I do like the detailed sprite work, and yeah, there we go. We got to listen to the song. I don't think chaos is gonna ensue yet. Let's see what happens. Obviously, we have to wait until we can kill ourselves, but I'm not entirely sure how that carries out. We're gonna figure out right now. Okay, yeah, looks like something is gonna happen. Uh-oh, Impa wasn't Impa. Yep. We were deceived. Oh no. Link again has no weapons to do anything though. See, I love how there are just different enemy types, and yeah, it's so much different than any other Zelda game, specifically because I feel like Capcom helped develop these games. They kind of took their own route, and there's one more Capcom game we're going to play further down the line that I'm excited to show. But just like that, Nehru has been corrupted or something. I actually don't remember. I really do need to play through this game once again. I like how he's the hero. Ralph is the one that's gonna save us. Link is useless. We need Ralph to do everything. But yeah, this one can control time, unlike the other one that was controlling seasons. That's the biggest difference about how these games play out. But overall, as you can see, completely different story as well. Some people would think they're very similar. Maybe there's color differences or small little things like how Pokemon Red and Blue are, but no, they're completely different games. And okay, so it looks like time is now gonna alter the world by, is it gonna age them or, I don't know, they're just shaking. Oh no, they are aged, yeah. That's so cool. And some of them are, what, just dying completely? Oh no, no more monkeys. There's one more. Oh, even him. The monkeys are gone. Wait, so this kid would get bigger? What? He just froze. Okay. A little confused with what happened to the kid, but all right. Still a really cool concept. I'm really excited to actually play. I'm currently playing through seasons, like I said. Can't wait to jump in ages and really see the difference. I could be playing it on Switch Online, but I like playing it on the authentic Game Boy. But okay, so Ralph is, yeah, the true hero, it seems. He's gonna do what he can. And okay, Impa might turn back to normal now. Yeah, okay. So she was just kind of possessed for a little while. And now she's good again. But okay, let's get started. So, obviously, we don't need to get our sword yet. We're just gonna try to find an enemy and die. There's really not much difference, but again, oh, there we go. At least we get our sword immediately in this one. But yeah, the main reason why I want to revisit both games, even though they're aesthetically the same, is to see how kind of they changed and how they are different from one another. I think that's really cool. So, now let's get going. There we go. We found the Octoroks, the same ones that killed us in the Seasons game. It's going to kill us in the Ages. Obviously, it's a completely different area, different map, but yeah, pretty cool nonetheless. And there we go. We died. Is the game over screen colored differently? No, it still has that blue shade on the wood, I guess, or whatever texture that's supposed to imply. But okay, there we go. Finally, we died. And now let's move on to the next one. Alright, now it's time for The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. Since this is an HD remaster and not a remake, I thought I would play this instead of the original, just because aesthetically they look the same. It's just upscaled with slightly improved lighting and minor differences, but overall it still looks like the original game. And since I could play it on the Wii U, why not? Sadly, we can't play them on the Switch yet. Hopefully yet, you know, like hopefully down the road we will. I can't wait until this video becomes outdated and we can play it on the actual Switch. But for now, we gotta use the Wii U, and I'm gonna do so. So let's go ahead and start off a new file. I guess it doesn't matter if I do the new file through a hero mode, but you know, no, let's just delete one of my files. Yeah, there we go. Because you have to actually beat the game to then get the option of doing a hero mode or second playthrough type version, because technically it's not hero mode. Hero mode you can swap anytime from the original game, but yeah, okay, so this is a bit different. I gotta use the gamepad to actually play the game. There we go. And now we can jump into it. And I do believe, and I'm not sure if in the original one you could do this, but we could skip the intro entirely, which, you know, it's just a lot of dialogue. I do like the intro to The Wind Waker. It's really nice, has beautiful music, and overall seeing the story and the art style and everything is cool. But we're trying to die as soon as possible, so if I can skip something, I will. You know, so yeah, there we go. This is the true beginning to the game, where Ariel is looking for her brother, Link, and once again, Link is asleep. Like always. But it's interesting that he does have a sister. We don't normally see that. You know, Link, we don't really see his family whatsoever. So it's cool that he has a grandma and sister. Obviously, he doesn't have parents because they're always missing in each and every Zelda game, whether they died or something happened. Like, you never know. I mean, it's presumed they usually die in each game, right? But yeah, there we go. Link has woken up. I love the art style for this game. The Toon Link style is super nice. I think Nintendo should make more Toon Link style games. Though I'll be honest, when the game first came out, I wasn't too fond of it. I had to take some time to get used to. And yeah, over time now, especially in today's day and age, I think it's amazing because it's timeless. It looks really good. Like, if I told you this game was released in 2003 or even re-released in 2014 or I forgot. It said it on the title screen, but either way, it doesn't look it. It looks so much better. It looks amazing. It looks like a game that could have been released today. Yeah, there's a bit of polygon-esque look to it, but for the most part, it looks really good. And all right, let's go ahead and jump down. Oh, I could have actually lost a heart if I jumped down onto the actual bridge. That probably would have hurt me. But let's see, will we lose a heart if we just swim? You know, there's so much sea, might as well drown ourselves in it. Let's see how that works. We'll probably spawn back up and then I could attempt to hurt myself. But yeah, Link obviously can't swim like he would in other 3D Zelda titles because the entire game is sea, and letting you do that would kind of break the game. So yeah, we got to go ahead and see if we lose a heart. Do we? Yeah, we do. Oh, but only a quarter? That's going to take so long to die. So the game is forgiving in that sense. But do I want to get my heart and do, or rather my sword and do all of that jazz? Probably not, because the only way we can actually get hurt by enemies is to get our sword. So I guess this is the way to go. I probably won't show myself doing this again and again, but you get the gist. So even though I didn't want to cut throughout this video, I'll probably cut this, because this is all you're getting. You're going to be getting this again and again until I die. So yeah, but that's the name of the game. The point is to die as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and continue doing this until we reach just a quarter heart, and then we'll actually die. So here we go. All right, so I have reached a quarter of a heart, and as you can see, that won't kill Link. If I try to take fall damage from there, I wouldn't be able to. So yeah, the only way to do so is to painstakingly let Link drown. And yeah, it takes a while. I mean, clearly Nintendo really doesn't want the player to die so quickly, but here I am forcing it to happen. So let's go ahead and let Link drown one last time and see how the game over screen looks like when you drown. Because I don't think I ever died and got a game over screen from drowning. Usually I see Link's body drop, but what will happen? I guess he'll drop on the floor. Yeah, there we go. So now what? Oh, yeah. Okay. I feel like it would do that in Ocarina of Time as well. Like, yeah, he would just kind of fall down like so. Okay, there we go. And game over. Kind of harsh, but well-deserved if somehow you manage to lose that much HP this early on. So there we go. That does that. Let's jump to the next one. All right, now it's time for another GameCube title, but this one remains on the GameCube. It wasn't re-released. That being The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Now, while this came out after the Wind Waker, it came out also after the original 4 Swords. And the reason why I haven't played 4 Swords, the original one, is because that is a multiplayer only Zelda game. This one at least lets you play single player. Even though it's based around being a multiplayer game, you can play with multiple people. So yeah, you have to use a GameCube controller to play it. And it's, you know, it sucks that they never re-released it, because this would be really fun to play on the Switch, but oh well, we'll just play it as is. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So start a file. I guess we don't even need to name our character just because that doesn't really matter, since it is more of a multiplayer based Zelda game. Now, usually you can't skip story, and I don't believe you can skip this one either. So okay, we got some dialogue we got to go through, but yeah, I really do love the concept of this game. I really do wish we would get more like this. Like, I feel like Zelda would be really fun multiplayer, and they already did it, you know, with 4 Swords and 4 Swords Adventures. So I don't know why Nintendo doesn't do more. Obviously, we got Triforce Heroes, and we're going to be visiting that later down. Luckily, that could also be played single player. But obviously, these games benefit way more from being played with others, you know. You want to play it multiplayer. You don't want to play it just single player. That'd be kind of boring, but I feel like this one holds up pretty well for being a multiplayer game that can be played single player. It's not bad compared to Triforce Heroes, where that game sucks if you play it by yourself. It just feels very limited and hard, and yeah, not fun whatsoever. But this one holds up pretty well, and I think altogether it holds up as a game entirely. Like, it's a great game. Having this remastered in HD on the Switch would be super nice, especially with online play. Hell yeah, count me in. But yeah, this game has like a good mixture of 2D sprite work and then 3D visuals, kind of like the Wind Waker. Like, aesthetically, this looks like the Wind Waker's clouds, right? It really does give me that vibe, but yeah, as we actually play the game, it will be a top-down game. But I think that's kind of the benefit of seeing games that are based off of handheld aesthetics, you know, because usually handheld games, especially from the Game Boy Advance and the original Game Boy, they had that, you know, pixel art style that fit really well for those consoles. But this game kind of adapted that, but also was able to incorporate 3D concepts and visuals, and you know, you got that really nice lighting that isn't, you know, pixel art. You got the background, you got the rain, everything just looks different. And as you can see, but the characters themselves are 2D pixel art, but you got certain other aspects that are in 3D, and it's just a beautiful kind of, you know, mesh between the two. I love the marriage of the two. We see that a lot in HD 2D games, which Square is making a lot of. I would love for more HD 2D Zelda re-releases as well. I think that'd be really cool, or even new games entirely. That would be really fun to see. But yeah, here we can see Zelda and the Six Sages coming together as something is going to happen. Yeah, there you go. That's another example of that 3D visual. You know, it just looks so much different than the sprite work that we see, and it gives a, you know, new layer to how these games would normally look. And I don't know, I love it. I absolutely love it. But okay, surprisingly, yeah, this game shares certain aspects to the Minish Cap, which we're going to be playing pretty much next after this one. But this one came out before the Minish Cap, and they kind of redid the art style for the Game Boy Advance. You know, it won't have the 3D visuals and the cool effects that we see here, but Link and everything else kind of looks very similar, and to me that's really cool. But yeah, here we go. Like, even this camera angle is like slightly tilted. It's not full top down. It looks super nice. I love it. I would love to see Minish Cap even just like this, with just more effects added to it. But yeah, the Four Sword Sanctuary. It's finally deviating from the Master Sword and giving us something entirely new, which is really cool. And even when we got Dark Link, I really do like this, something we don't normally see. And we can choose to chase him, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. I think we should just go for the sword. Right, yeah, we just need to draw the sword. If we do try to chase him though, yeah, he'll knock us. And we can't die here though. But okay, let's go ahead and accept our fate and actually pull out the sword. Because again, our goal is to die. I'm not here just to demonstrate each and every single Zelda game. So this video kind of works in that regard, right? But yeah, now we have all 4 Links, and yeah, it's really cool because, like, technically everyone gets to play as Link. You don't have to fight for, I want to play as Link, or, you know, I don't want to play as him, or whatever. You know, everyone is forced to play as Link. I guess you just have to fight for which color you like most. But yeah, it's really cool even to see like a reoccurring villain in a later Zelda game, that being Fatty. Yeah, such a cool concept. And again, visually it looks so nice. I love, again, the meld between the two. It's just, it's perfect, and I do wish we had more. But okay, now it's finally time to start. And yeah, our goal obviously would be to kill ourselves, so let's do so. The way this game works is each level is its own level, and you have like an overworld, so it really plays out like you know, Mario style games or platformers, but instead you have like a Zelda level. And to me, that's beautiful. I love that concept. I wish, again, we had more of this. It's a shame, but okay. Can't skip, sadly, through any of this. Especially, it's kind of like, I like looking at the story, or like, you know, watching the cutscene, but when it's just black text, this is kind of lame, right? Letting us know that the Forest Gems, essentially that's a way to like incorporate it in the story that we need them to rescue the maidens, but also you use them as like to, you know, gauge which player is better than the other as a competition-based thing. So there we go. Let's jump into it. And okay, Link must awaken. At least they start off with that. And we have a lot of references with, yeah, Kapora Gabora from, you know, Ocarina of Time and so on. You know, Majora's Mask as well. But yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and get moving. Can I just leave my other buddies? I guess so, right? Or, no, I need a whistle or something. There we go. Why? Yeah. All right. Now, let's just go ahead and avoid everything until we find some enemies. And, attempt to face them. Actually, first we want to push this. Will they all push it with me? What am I trying to... How do I get them to all do it? You know, I haven't... Oh, there we go. There you go. Okay. Now they're all in proper formation. Haven't played this one in a while either because you can't play it other than on the game, you know, GameCube, which kind of sucks. But okay, there we go. Oh, and I love the way the camera zooms out. Everything about it. It even has, I believe, like a Link to the Past's background. It looks like literally it's a Link to the Past, but with the Minish Cap sprite work of Link's. But okay, anyways, let's die. Let's see what happens. They all go down. 4 Links for the price of 1. Just like that, we got our game over. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Next up is The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap, another game co-developed by Capcom, and this was originally released for the Game Boy Advance, though of course we're playing it on Nintendo Switch Online. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. I really love this game because with Capcom behind it, it does have a lot of different concepts that you don't normally see within the Zelda series, and because of that, it makes the game very unique in its own way, and yeah, overall it's just really enjoyable. So let's jump right into it. Now, I don't believe we can actually skip the intro for this. We gotta see it, though I do love the music, and yeah, this game is very similar to Four Swords Adventures in the sense that the sprite work for Link is exactly the same as that game, but the biggest difference is the environment, the background, everything like that. With it being a GBA game, it's not going to have the 3D effects and everything like that, but it looks really good. Like, this game aged super well for the Game Boy Advance. I feel like a lot of, you know, pixel art indie games come out looking like this still, so if it did get a remake, that would be cool, but I don't think it's really holding back too much. I could still enjoy it fully like this, but I would like a remake, I mean, of course. But yeah, looking at it aesthetically, I think it's very pleasing. It has an art style to it that I can really enjoy. And yeah, the story is a lot different, the beats. I mean, of course, you're gonna have Link still awakening before he starts his adventure, him sleeping like normal. But here we have Zelda coming in to wake up Link and do stuff with him. And I don't know, this is so much different than you'd normally see in a Zelda game. And yeah, Link happens to live with the Master Smith, and yeah, he is gonna tell Link to come down. Yeah, so this is where we wake up, this is where we begin our adventure, so let's do it. I love Zelda's Lullaby. I love all the music within this game, and hearing it in that GBA style still sounds really good. Like, the music for this game holds up a lot. But okay, yeah, there we go. So with obviously this being based off of Toon Link, though the sprite work before, I guess they wanted to, you know, identify it as Toon Link, they kind of based it off of Young Link from Ocarina of Time, because if you look closely, he has blue eyes, and just in general, he doesn't look like the Toon Link we know from the artwork. He looks a bit different. So yeah, I get more of a Young Link vibe from the sprite. I feel like if we did get a remake, they should make him look like actual Toon Link, kind of like what you see in the DS games, which we're gonna, you know, eventually get to. But yeah, let's just go ahead and skip through this. We don't want to waste time. Actually, I just realized I'm here kind of admiring the game, but I'm forgetting the original point of this video. I keep forgetting the original point. It's to die, right? That's what we got to do. So how quickly can we die? Well, we got to take a little time first. So yeah, Zelda's going to leave. She's going to go ahead of us now. I could grab those rupees within the chest, but why? You know, we're just going to die, right? Let's just rush it. I do like how you can roll for a top-down Zelda game. I believe it's like the first one that you were able to roll in. I mean, later ones you can, like I said before, the DS ones, which we will see. But Yeah, and also speaking of which, when I mentioned Young Link in the aesthetics, even the voice, I think it's really cool that they just kind of ripped Young Link's voice from Ocarina of Time and used it as the voice of Link in this game, which is interesting that it's not Toon Link from the Wind Waker. They're not using that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Young Link from Ocarina of Time. Like, he has a slightly deeper voice than Toon Link. Toon Link's like, ha! You know, it's like really high pitched. This is more lower. It kind of fits Young Link, and either way, I'm overthinking here. So we gotta follow Zelda around. Zelda's all over the place. Even Toon Zelda, I believe her eyes are also black. Like, you know, it's supposed to be Toon. It kind of stands out more, but you could tell her eyes are blue within this. Like, when I look at the spray, I'm not thinking of Toon Zelda and Toon Link. Like I said, thinking of different versions of Link and Zelda. So I think that alone would make a remake for this game really worth it, to kind of have that aesthetic of, you know, the Link we're more used to in these games, or at least what they showed us in the artwork and box art and all that. But okay, let's go ahead and grab the shield. I love the colors of this game. I love the whole castle time. Everything about this game is so beautiful. But okay, there we go. We got our shield. Now we can use it to protect Zelda, but we're not really going to want to protect ourselves. We're going to want to actually die with it. So I like how you can see Beetle. Yeah, you can see a lot of classical characters referenced in this sprite work. It's beautiful. But okay, that's all aside the point. Let's get going. So, oh yeah, this music too. It's so nice. But okay. Oh, I think this might be where we can presumably die. I wonder if we could die this soon. So the business scrub is here, annoying Zelda, literally attacking her. So let's see. If we don't take out shield, no, the game doesn't want us to. Yeah, so okay. I guess the game doesn't want you to die this soon. So it's interesting though, and I guess, you know, doing this kind of challenge, you could say it's not really a challenge, speed run, whatever you want to call it. Not really trying to speed run either, but doing this whole thing that I'm doing, you know, with trying to die as soon as possible, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how the game doesn't allow me to die as soon as I want to, and as soon as you think you could. You know, they're definitely restricting the player a bit and making sure you get through certain parts of the story, which, yeah, is a lot different. So here, I guess we're gonna have to see when Vati comes over and breaks the Picori sword. And yeah, this is another example of like how it kind of deviates from the standard Zelda formula with oh man, it's nice how we can hear this theme with the King of Hyrule. But yeah, what I was saying was, yeah, we're not using the Master Sword. It's all a little bit different. But okay. Yeah, this is the villain. And yeah, also another example is, yeah, this is the villain of the game, right? It's not Ganondorf for what we'd normally expect, someone completely different. The same villain from Four Swords Adventures, just as a human. I do like how, again, they borrowed a lot of aspects from Four Swords Adventures, but made its own game with the Minish Cap. I'm from, you know, turning the Picori sword into like a Four Sword type thing where you can create replicas of Link, and there's just so many cool things that reference it, but this is its own standalone game versus Four Swords Adventures. I like it a lot, and even down to Link's sprite, like it's identical to how it looks like in Adventures. Even though, again, it doesn't really fit. Same with even Four Swords Adventures, because even in the intro, they show the Toon Links, right? So, but yeah, okay, we can see Zelda turned into stone. Kind of not the most out there plot, you know, but still, it's to be expected with the Zelda game, and I guess some things won't really deviate too far. So yeah, we gotta save Zelda, we gotta figure it out. Link wants to sleep. Like how he wakes up and like looks across, like, wait, where am I? But okay. Now I think once we speak to them, get the sword, then we can rush to it. So this is such a weird objective. Like, I don't know, I'm trying so hard to do this, but I'm too deep, you know, I'm way too deep into this. The first couple Zelda games, it made sense and it was super fast and it seemed like a fun idea. The further I go along, I'm starting to question my choices here. Like, it just seems so weird to put this much effort into the game. And it's not really effort, just go through this much dialogue to then, you know, just kind of give up and let yourself die. But okay, we got the Smith's Sword. Now we're ready to go. Our adventure truly begins. I guess we have to first retrieve the map so we can figure out, yep, where the thing is. I usually, when I play this game, I usually set the brightness to dark. It looks a lot better, but I think it's best to show the game the way Nintendo intended it to be. This on the normal brightness. You can switch the brightness through the game's file selection menu, which I find pretty cool. And it really does change up how the game looks. It just gives it more contrast. It's not like the brightness was like a type of light setting for, you know, your Game Boy SP or something. No, it was literally the contrast of the game. But this would be the base one, and yeah, I'm used to the game being a bit darker than this. But okay, finally, yeah, Link's recovery window is really short in this game, but that will make it to where in seconds we can now die, and just like that, we got our game over. Oh, this music's so good. Don't normally hear it, you know, don't normally get game overs. I'm intending to do it, but whatever. Now we can move on to the next Zelda game. Alright, now time for my favorite Zelda game, that being The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. HD, also on the Wii U, just because we can, but yeah, I absolutely love this game. It is my go-to Zelda game. It's so special to me. It's kind of the reason why I started YouTube altogether. So yeah, I love this game to bits. Let's just go ahead and now attempt to die as soon as possible. So we'll use the gamepad. Let's create a new quest log. Luckily, the game already knows you want to name yourself Link, so it's ready, which is kind of nice. We'll jump into normal mode. Even though hero mode would make it a bit easier, let's just play it the way the game is meant to be. You can skip this. I think this is only in the HD version. Huh, interesting. Now, can we kill ourselves before we have to, you know, herd up them goats? Because I have a feeling we might have to do that first, which will take some time. But let me attempt to see if I can. So obviously we got to get Epona, but maybe we can... No, we can't. Because I think the gate is closed. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we can jump off this bridge, but we won't be able to. So, okay. So you do have to do a couple things. You kind of have to finish up the first day to actually do anything. I love this scene, but again, we're trying to rush it. We're trying to kill ourselves. Do speedrun strats to die as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and pick up Epona. I am going to have to do one thing, kind of similar to Majora's Mask, where I have to... I didn't mean to do that. Kind of similar to Majora's Mask, where I had to... you know, do like a small little objective before the game really opened up and let me die. We're gonna have to do something similar with this one. So yeah, the goal is to kind of end off the first day. And whoa, okay, using Epona in this game is a lot different than in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, in my eyes, it's kind of a bit better because she's more precise, but I'm not used to that. I'm used to like just nudging the controller and whatnot. But okay, let's go ahead and ignore everybody. Maybe I could kill myself here. Is it possible? Is there a beehive? Maybe the beehive could hurt me. Let me check. Or is it not there yet? I think that happens the next day as well. Maybe I can jump off. Oh, okay. Well, let's attempt this. So let's climb this. Maybe I won't even have to herd the goats. Because, I mean, I enjoy it. I don't really enjoy it, I'll be honest. Like, it can be fun, but the second they go all over the place, it gets really annoying. But yeah, let's see. Maybe this will work. Like, just picking... Okay, not picking up the rupee per se, but falling off and not moving. Yeah, okay. I did lose some HP. All right, we're going to keep doing this until we die. At least it will be a bit faster than the Wind Waker, as we're losing half a heart instead of a quarter heart. So I think I'm going to do this repeatedly. Probably not worth showing because it's literally the same thing again and again. So we're going to do this a few more times and then kill ourselves. Because again, that's the objective here. So let's keep at it. Here we go. All right, so we're at half a heart. We're low enough to where one more fall will kill us. So let's go ahead and do this. And there we go. That's really weird. Link still lands on his feet, but then falls. And I love the music. But there we go. Somehow we managed to get a game over before the game really begun. And that does that for Twilight Princess. All right, let's move on now to the next one. All right, now it's time for The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass for the Nintendo DS. And we're also playing it on the Wii U because we can. And Yeah, I really wish we could have played them on the Switch. You know, the Switch does have a stylus, and obviously it's sold separately, and there is a touchscreen, so technically these games would be playable, but sadly Nintendo never gave us a Nintendo DS Switch Online type thing. Maybe down the road, who knows? But okay, what is cool is it automatically detects the name that's saved on whether it was your DS or Wii U, which is really cool. So yeah, my name being Luke, it immediately put in Luke, but we're gonna put in Link just to keep it the same as all other games. And let's go ahead and now jump into adventure and try to die as soon as possible. So we can skip this. I believe we could skip this as well, where Tetra is calling out for Link. I love this game, by the way. This is my favorite handheld Zelda game of all time. So we start off with Ciela, and I believe if we just jump in the water, yeah, immediately we could start dying. So here we go. The goal, we barely even played the game. We've barely seen anything about the game, sadly, but that's the plan. We're speed running our death. So there we go. We jumped just enough to kill us. Too soon. He died way too soon, but there we go. That does that. Let's see if we can do the same for Spirit Tracks, the next one. All right, now it's time for Spirit Tracks. Let's do this once again on the Wii U. And the way I have the screens oriented, I believe this is different than the way I had it for Phantom Hourglass, but no matter what, I make the bottom screen the biggest because that's the one you actually play off of instead of, you know, the top one. So I want that one to be the biggest. Let's go ahead and quickly readjust our name to Link, and we use the right hand and jump into this. I wonder if we could die just as quickly. We're probably gonna also just jump in the water in this one. But let's see if we could do it as quickly as Phantom Hourglass. So jump into adventure. Can we skip this? Yes, we can. It's once again a story told, I believe through Nico in both games. Like he has the artwork that he kind of, you know, scrolls through like a little slideshow. It's pretty cool. But in that game, you start off on the ship and then you wake up on Murke Island. This game, you start off in Adoba Island, living with that very same Nico. As this is a direct sequel, but you're not playing as the same Link. And I believe, oh yeah, you have to tap to roll instead of like do a little circle with the stylus to roll. It was a bit different. Like they slightly changed the mechanics from this game to Phantom Hourglass, but they both generally play the exact same and yeah, are essentially very similar to one another. But there we go. We have died. We died facing the other way, but similar. I think it's the exact same game over animation, just different music to fit the game. Yeah, we see Link in a different outfit though, so it did feel different. And there we go, our game over screen. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. All right, now it's time for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Yes, once again, since this is a remaster, not a remake, I'm playing the HD version. I could have played the original on the Wii U, but I thought I would play this one because you can still play with the motion controls, that being the Joy-Cons. Now, I wonder how quickly it will take for us to die in this one. I think it might take a bit longer because this game has a lot of story that you have to progress through. But once again, it's recommending the name Link, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and skip these cutscenes. At least we can skip them. I think in the original version, you couldn't skip them unless you played the game again. Like the game would auto-save and then offer you to skip if you even rebooted that old file. It like knew you already played through it, which is really interesting. So, okay. Yeah, I don't believe we can actually hurt ourselves early on because if we do try to jump off, obviously we're on an island in the sky. You think this would be the easiest game to quickly kill yourself in, but no, because if we do jump off, we'll have, you know, Academy Knights essentially save us with their Loft Wing. They'll prevent us from falling off. So we got to do a bit, you know, of the game before it actually lets us do that. And I didn't know you could actually skip the little pan shot of Skyloft as well. Sadly, we can't skip this though. We have to speak to him, so let's make sure we do so. You know, Horwell needs to show us how to climb. I do really though like the controls of this game, and it feels a lot better to play it like this. So can I just jump off like this? No, I just want to see what would happen. I'm just gonna ignore him though. And I do believe we can jump off here, right? But I'll just show off what happens if we do attempt to kill ourselves. So we're not going to lose any HP. You'll be prevented because, yeah, we'll have someone save us. I don't want you to save me, though. I want to die. Jeez. But, oh well, we have to deal with it. So, okay. Luckily, we can skip most of the story. So, even though we're forced to, like, speak to Zelda, do this, do that, it still shouldn't take too long because, yeah, once we reach a cutscene like this, we could just spam and quickly skip it. So the main thing I got to do is run from objective point to objective point because, yeah, if I do try to jump off again, the game won't let me. So, yeah, I do believe once the game does let you is when you actually have your loft wing, but if you try to do it at nighttime, you will never be able to because you'll always be saved. And that's mainly because you can't actually call your loft wing at night within this game because the game doesn't want to let you, you know, fly at night. I could help little Gully over here with that bug, but I'm not here to do so. We're here to rush to the next objective so we can try to kill ourselves. Maybe if I do climb that, could I take fall damage? I wonder. Let's attempt it, because this would be the soonest I can do it, right? If I do take fall damage, we'll give it a shot at least, and see what happens. If that doesn't work, obviously the second we get our sword, we'll be forced to face some baddies. And why does Link look so weird, especially for this camera angle? He looks so stupid trying to climb like that. But okay, let's go ahead and jump, and yeah, okay, so you can die like this. I guess technically this is the fastest way to kill yourself, right? If I remember, yeah, because there's no other way we'd be able to do this, and screw it. Let's just do it this way, because the goal is to kill ourselves as soon as possible. As much as I'd want to get the sword and die to an actual enemy, this is technically the fastest way you can get a game over, and that is, again, the point of this video. So let's do this. So I'm just going to keep climbing until we're on our last heart. Luckily, we lose a full heart, but then again, we start off with 6, which is unlike other Zelda games. Yeah, we're going to keep at it until we're ready to, I guess, die. So let's do this. Yeah, so I got to keep wiggling like this to go up. Okay, we're on our last heart. We're low enough. Link is ready to die. For some reason, he doesn't look fatigued or exhausted or anything. Usually he does when he's really low. Maybe the animation isn't showing up now and it would later in the game, but whatever. Either way, the way he falls is so hilarious. And just like that, we got our game over. Music's pretty nice. I like how every game has its own theme for each game over. But okay, there we go. That does it for Skyward Sword. Now to the next one. Alright, now time for The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds for the Nintendo 3DS. And I'm able to record this because I have a 3DS capture card. And yeah, I love this game. I wish it got a Switch port. I feel like this would have been a great game to also receive a Nintendo Switch release. You know, it still looks really good for what it is. Let's go ahead and begin our file. Luckily, it lets you name yourself as Link. It doesn't offer what the 3DS's internal memory has, like, you know, it would have been Luke, but nah, it wants you to name yourself Link. So we're gonna do that, and let's jump into this. So yeah, I think we can skip this. Yes, you can, so we don't actually have to see that little scene here, but I do believe, yeah, okay, the game kind of starts off like A Link to the Past. Obviously, this is a sequel to it. It shares the same world, not the same Link, but it's a different Link in the same world. He lives in the same house as that Link, and he wakes up pretty much in the same bed. The house does look a bit different than it did in Link to the Past. I really do like the art style and the way this looks. Like I said, I think it would actually look really good on the Nintendo Switch if Nintendo just upscaled it and put it on. But yeah, we're awoken by Gully. He kind of looks like he could have been Link's brother, you know. They kind of look alike, but he's not. Because he has that Kokiri vibe to him and the hair and everything. But yeah, okay, let's begin. So here we can even see Majora's Mask. I love that little Easter egg there. We can get a better view of it when we can turn into a painting, but that's beside the point. We're here to kill ourselves as soon as possible. So I do believe we first have to kind of follow Gully around for a sec. So, Yeah, and I think we do have to save as well. You know, giving us a little bit of tutorial, but for the most part, the game will open up pretty soon. And I love the progression of this game. It's so good. Too bad it's only behind the 3DS, and we can't play on any other consoles because this game's a masterpiece. It's so, I mean, I feel like I want every Zelda game on the modern console, and let's be real, the 3DS is retired. Nintendo retired it officially last year, or was it earlier this year? They retired the eShop, and that pretty much, for me, killed the console. I mean, they had already stopped releasing games for it for a really long time, but, you know, once they actually remove access for you to do anything, then yeah, and okay, we do have to first pick up the sword, but once we pick up the sword, we'll have freedom, and then we can do what we plan on doing, which is try to die as soon as possible. You know, that's the main goal at hand. So, okay, let's go ahead and let this captain speak, you know, be all cool. You know, he's gonna forget his freaking sword. He came to the blacksmith and didn't pick up what he was here for. Kind of an idiot, but we'll put that sword to use. He didn't need it. I do like how the blacksmith, his personality changes depending on whether you're in low roll and high roll, but we're not going to get there to really show it off. Let's just go ahead and pick up the sword and get started. So now our quest, which isn't to bring it to high roll, our quest for killing ourselves truly begins. So yeah, the game kind of sets up pretty quickly, actually, now that I think about it. So all we need to do is either find some enemies or jump in some water. It won't let us jump in here because, as you can see, it's yeah, not gonna allow them to jump over the cliff itself, but oh, we can go down this and then jump in the water, and yeah, we're losing hearts. So okay, this is gonna be very quick. So within seconds, we are now dead. We have completed the speed run. Another game down. Pretty nice animation. The music's nice too. Yeah, this game overall is just pretty good. But okay, that's beside the point. Let's now move on to the next Zelda game to die in. All right, now it's time for The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, also for the 3DS. I absolutely love this game. It's a shame Nintendo is closing online play for the 3DS and Wii U early next year, because then this game will be unplayable. You need to play with friends. Though I do have a lot of copies of the game, so we're gonna delete our save data for this one. I hope it's the copy that that I don't have a lot of it beaten on. This would really suck if I just deleted the wrong one. But yeah, you only can have one save file on this game, so we gotta start fresh. Let's go ahead and do so. Hopefully this wasn't my main save file. I really do hope so, because again, I own so many copies of the game that I might have deleted my main one. But okay, we can skip this. It has such a silly story to it. I like it though. You know, I like the lighthearted nature of this game's story. But yeah, we begin our adventure with Triforce Heroes Wanted. Link is in his bare minimum. It's literally a shirt that has a bear on it because it's the minimum of you know, what an outfit is within this game, because you get so many outfits. I think this game is amazing. Just like with A Link Between Worlds, I would have loved to see this game on the Switch. I feel like this game would work really well on the Switch with online play, especially because they're removing it. And again, this game updated and upscaled would work perfectly. It would look amazing and just play super well. But okay, our goal is, and I just realized we can run real quickly, is to, yeah, die. So we got to rush into the first level and do this. So similar to Four Swords Adventures, you take on levels like stages, and you do them piece by piece. And yeah, it's just like, you know, it's a multiplayer Zelda game, so you're not given a huge adventure where you kind of do everything in an open world. It's a lot different, but okay. Oh, this is Sully's account, so I deleted his save file. Wow, hopefully he doesn't get upset with me. I mean, he probably is never gonna play the game again, but okay, let me go ahead and put Link. I gotta use my actual fingers kind of hard. But okay, it's interesting how it saves the last name, because this is my 3DS, so clearly it's indicating the name from the actual save. I don't mind that I deleted his save file. I don't think you would care too much. Yeah, he will never play this game, so at least I know it's not mine, so I'm not worried. Mine is more important, but okay. Oh God. You gotta go through all this. Yeah, we got the doppelgangers. I think we have to first speak to him to bring him to life. Right, let's do this. Yeah. Single player sucks on this game. It's such a shame. It's such a shame that it's just so bad, but oh well. I definitely want to play this one more time, you know, with some friends before the game does become unavailable to play online. Obviously, again, you can't play locally, but that's a lot harder to do nowadays, and it's just so much more convenient. So, yeah, there we go. It's really easy to die with friends, though, in this game, because, like, you will lose HP with everyone else. You all share the same HP, so the amount of times I died when it wasn't my fault is ridiculous. But okay, let's get going. I think we all have to pick up something, or can we just rush it? Okay, well, there is no way we can fight enemies or try to kill ourselves. Yeah, unless I jump in the water. Can I jump in the water? No, the water's not deep enough. So let's just pick up these arrows. And then, oh, the first level's super easy, or the first, at least, area in the game is super easy. So, okay, we gotta get past this. Oh, so you can actually use a fairy to skip this stage, so I don't even need to solve it. So I guess that works, but do I want to waste all my fairies as well? I was gonna solve that, but I realized there's no enemies to take on. Let's see how this works. Will this consider a game over? So obviously that first section, you couldn't do anything, and luckily you can skip it with the fairy. Okay, we gotta go through all our fairies. All right, I just realized that, so good thing I figured that out. So let's go ahead and use another fairy to skip this portion of the level. And then, now that we have no fairies, if we die, we die. Right? Okay, there we go. Let's speed it up. Everyone, just keep falling so we can stack the hearts. The sooner the better. There we go. And just like that, we got the game over. There we go. What we wanted all along. And that does that for this game. A bit different than other ones, but still fun nonetheless. We can take a photo, nothing really to take a photo of. I guess just our demise and doom, but there we go. Let's now jump to the next Zelda game. All right, now we have arrived to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now this game, I feel like it's really easy to die early on. Hell, most players who first played the game probably died immediately. So it's not gonna be that hard to die. Like, the second we're given freedom within the game, we can die immediately. So yeah, we're still gonna go through it. You know, we're gonna see how long it takes compared to other Zelda games. I do like how this game kind of harkens back to the older games where you're given that sense of freedom early on. The story isn't that important. You don't have to engage too much before you're able to truly play the game. They want you to play the game first and discover the story on your own. And to me, that's way better than being forced story and then, you know, then you play the game. You know, I like it the opposite way around, and I feel like that's how the older games were more so like as well. So I do believe we can skip this cutscene once it actually starts. You know, after Zelda says open your eyes and Link awakens, we should be able to skip it. So we're gonna do that, and I do think I have it in Japanese, mainly because I really preferred how Zelda sounded in Japanese over English. I'm not a huge fan of the English voice for Zelda, and no hate to the actual voice actress who plays Zelda. It's more so the direction they had her go with that fake British accent. It just sounds really, yeah, fake. So I'm just not a fan of it. It just sounds way better in Japanese. You know, a lot easier to listen to, and yeah, overall, I definitely got to do that with Tears of the Kingdom. I got to play that game in Japanese. I haven't yet done that, so we'll look into that later. I mean, we're going to be jumping into that next. Let's first focus on Breath of the Wild with the Sheikah Slate. That's our companion for this one. You know, all these other Zelda games are given a different companion. Of course, later on, this one you're given it immediately, if you really consider the Sheikah Slate a companion. It isn't, but it works as it is one, I guess, you know. Kind of, sort of, but whatever. Let's go ahead and open things up. So yeah, we got to go ahead and place the Sheikah Slate there. And then, like I said, the game truly opens up. And from there, it's really all up to the player. you'll die pretty easily. This is like the most story we'll get within the game that we're forced to really undertake. And again, I just really like that we're not given much. This is so much quicker. Of course, we can't skip this scene in particular, but you know, it's good enough. We'll immediately be able to play the game once we get past this section here. So our first glimpse at Hyrule, the best interpretation Hyrule has ever gotten, the most fullest interpretation, where Hyrule truly seems like the star of this game rather than anything else, and I love that. Man, such a beautiful game. This intro is timeless. It's so good. I'm already getting nostalgic to it. I love it to death. But okay, so there we go. We have made it. Now it's time to actually begin the game, and from here we can do it. So like I said, it wasn't going to take too long, and I was not kidding when I said that, because, yeah, once we get a nice pan shot of all of Hyrule, we can immediately die. So, oh, man. But, yeah, this truly, I can watch it millions of times. It never gets old. Oh, man. And, yeah, seeing all of Hyrule, so beautiful. The art style, everything. Hearing that background noise from the birds, the nature sounds all together. It's so beautiful. And then getting the camera panning onto the Temple of Time. Yeah, wow. Amazing. Just so amazing. So peaceful, so beautiful. Such an amazing start, but we're not here to enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump off, and just like that, we died. Yeah, so you could die pretty quickly, like real quickly. Just like that, we got our game over. Now let's move on to the final Zelda game. All right, we finally made it to the final Zelda game, that being The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Let's go ahead and start a new file. And yeah, see how quickly we can die. Now this game, with it being a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, it follows up on its events. And because of that, we're given, similar to how Majora's Mask was, with a different way of starting the game. This game is kind of similar. It's continuing a story. So I don't think we'll be able to immediately jump into the adventure, but I do believe we can kill ourselves pretty early on. Now, you can actually skip these cutscenes. I believe maybe we can skip this one, but I do know the main cutscene is unskippable. Let's see if we can skip this one. We can, okay, at least we can skip this one. And now let's just go ahead and go running. You know, we're speed running this. We're trying to kill ourselves as soon as possible. This is probably the game most people watching are familiar with now, with it being the most recent Zelda game, and probably the game you died the most in, right? But yeah, let's see how quickly we can die. So actually, interestingly enough, I just realized you could die super quickly once you get past this area here. So wait, oh, okay, I forgot. If you hit Y, and I'm hitting every button, just to kind of skip, because you want to hit X so it can prompt the ability to hit the, you know, plus to skip, which is kind of weird. I mean, sometimes you can skip entirely the cutscene with X, but usually you have to hit X to then press start. It's really weird how that works. But yeah, regardless, trying to quickly breeze through this dialogue. You can't actually skip the dialogue itself, so we're going to have to hear Zelda gushing over all of these Zonai artifacts and everything. So we're going to be constantly stopped, but even though you can't skip the main cutscene with Ganondorf actually, you know, reawakening and that whole cutscene, because that lasts for like at least 5-ish minutes, a little upwards of 5 minutes, so it does take a while, and the game won't let you skip it no matter what, which I can imagine speedrunners absolutely hate. Luckily, this speedrun is just to kill ourselves, so we don't have to watch that cutscene, believe it or not, because once, you know, we go through this here, if we... Okay, well, Zelda's going to stop us one more time for these Zonai statues. It's so cool, though, to really take this place in, because you can revisit it later in the game, and seeing it after everything that you've been through, you know, you see it first in the beginning of the game, and then playing the game and coming back to it, it's surreal. But anyways, and the music, oh my god, how ominous it is. But yeah, here is where we can technically die. So we don't have to watch the cutscene, we don't have to do anything, but as you can see, they do so little damage, so it's gonna take some time. But technically, this is the soonest you can die, so I'm gonna get a game over here. It's gonna take a while, so you know, as usual, I'm gonna cut until I'm actually at my final heart, and then I'll let these keys kill me. But yeah, technically you can get a game over here, believe it or not, which is kind of weird because you would assume like Breath of the Wild, once you actually get past the, you know, intro section and you can actually play the game, you'll be able to do it. But no, you can die to these. So let's go ahead and let the keys do their thing, and then yeah, we'll see what happens next. All right, we're on our last heart. So these are the last few hits from the keys. It took a while because we're only losing a quarter heart each, but now the final hit, and yes, you can get a game over here. Zelda's just standing clueless, but there we go. That is the game over in Tears of the Kingdom. And that does that. We have went through every single mainline single-player Zelda game and got a game over in them. Really dumb, you know, idea, but I just wanted to do it just in case you were curious how long it takes to die in each Zelda game. Maybe that was on your mind at some point, and I'm here to answer it. So hopefully that does answer it, and hopefully you enjoyed this video for what it was. Let me know if you'd want me to do anything else similar, since I can play all the Zelda games, and surprisingly the majority of them on the Switch, but obviously I have the other consoles, so we could play each and every single Zelda game. If there's another kind of, you know, video style you'd want to see where I go down memory lane, go through each and every single Zelda game, and do something in particular with that game, maybe not dying, something else, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe for more Zelda content, and yeah, please just let me know what other kind of content you'd want to see from me in the future. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video to show your support. Don't forget to subscribe, as mentioned again, because I really appreciate that. And yeah, anyways, I've been ZM, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.